Hello guys and welcome to my channel Ticket to Canada. In today's video we'll be discussing Educational Credential Assessment, also known as ECA. I'll be discussing the overview of what ECA exactly is, what's the cost and time involved, and the step-by-step process. I'll be specifically discussing World Educational Services or WES. WES is an organization through which you can get your ECA done. Now, what is ECA? Why you require an ECA? If you're applying for permanent residency of Canada, you must show your education because you'll be getting points for your education. So just to put your education in front of IRCC authority, you must tell them your education equivalence to Canadian education. And for this purpose only, you need to get an ECA done of your education. Now, primarily, you need to get your ECA done for your postgraduate degree or diploma and your graduation. Until and unless you'll be having a less than 1 year of postgraduate graduation or post-graduation, you get your evaluation done for your 10th and 12th as well. Let's go to the website of ECA first, so that we know that what's the process exactly, means how you go ahead with the ECA. So let's open the Google and just search WES. The first link only is of World Education Services. Just open this link. I'll be sharing the link in the description box as well. So now here there are two options. One is to sign in if you are a returning applicant, and another one is for the new applicant. So you just click on get started. Now it's a very simple and easy process. I've made video on ECA only because some of you go through consultants to get your ECA done, and they do charge a hefty amount of money for this easy process. So just to make you aware of how easy it is and to save your money, you can just go through this video. It's very simple. It's only involves 3 steps. Your first step is to submit your application to receive your WES reference number. Now make sure to remember this number and put it in all your communication. If you are sending 3 envelopes to WES, you are supposed to mention your WES reference number on all the envelopes. Otherwise, it will only delay your process. This next step is read all document requirement and send in your documents. You must indicate your WES reference number on all the documents sent to WES. As I've already told you, you're supposed to mention your WES reference number. This is the most important thing. Please make a note of it. To mention the WES reference number in all your communications. The third step is the WES gonna verify your credentials and create a report accordingly and give you the Canadian equivalence of your education and deliver the report to you and to IRCC as well. Now let's click on apply now first. Now the first question they are going to ask is where will you use your evaluation? So either you'll be using it for USA or Canada. So we'll be clicking Canada over here. The next is select an application. Now there are 3 different kind of application for your ECA, means what it depends on what type of application you are going to apply in your this IRCC. Means one is the WES standard application. This is for the people who are going to study or have a work experience with them or have a regulated profession. So they must get this ECA done from WES. If your EC application for IRCC, this is for immigration purpose. It's for if you are applying for an express entry, you must go with this option. An EC application for agri-food pilot. This is a different program in IRCC through which you can apply for permanent residency. We'll be discussing it in a separate video. Right? But as of now, if you are applying through express entry, this is the application, EC application for IRCC, which you need to apply for. So we just start your application. Now you just need to fill the basic details over here, like your first name. I'll be mentioning my name over here. You can skip the middle name if you don't have any. Shal Chopra. Now your date of birth, I'll be picking a random date of birth. Say. Then do you have a WS reference number? No. Your email ID, I'll be giving a random email ID, say HL_CO. gmail.com. Now I'll again enter the same ID. The password would be, say, the password has to be alphanumeric and with one alphabet as caps. So now select the security question, just pick random. What's your past name? Tom, say. It's completely up to you if you want to subscribe for their WS newsletter or not. You just check the box if you want to subscribe for the same. Let's create the account. Now here comes the section to fill your personal details. Some of the details which you have mentioned earlier can be pre-filled. Now gender, male, then country, India. Just fill your country, then mention your address over here. I'm just putting something randomly. The city, say the Delhi, state, province, Delhi. Zip code, say 1. If you have a telephone number, it means you have to select whether you're from USA or Canada or others. If others, you must mention your country code. Our India country code is +91. Then mention your number, say, I'm just putting a random number over here. Then this email ID and password are pre-filled. Your pet name, just let's click next. The next is, here's the section where you're supposed to add your credentials, your education which you want WES to evaluate. So let's read this important note first. It's actually very important. What credentials have you earned? So if you have completed less than 1 year full-time post-secondary studies, WES recommend that you also include your secondary education credentials. Let's see what secondary educational credential stands for WES. It's also called high school education, usually include grades or academic year 9 or 10 through 12. Means you're supposed to, if your post-secondary education is, say, less than 1 year full-time, then you're supposed to give your credentials for your 10th and 12th, or you can say high school. Okay. And there are certain notes over here that each individual must complete a separate WES application. This means that if you and your spouse both are applying for WES, then you're supposed to create 2 separate applications, 2 separate WES ID you have to generate and get your evaluation done separately. You can't combine both the evaluations. The credential added for other individual, example, a spouse, will not be included in your WES evaluation report, as I have already explained to you. Only completed degree or diploma can be evaluated by the IRCC application. So if you haven't completed your education yet, or you're in the finalization of your degree, then IRCC is not going to accept your application until and unless it has been completed. Although WES will evaluate it, you must get certain letter from your university or college on the basis of which WES will evaluate this education credential, but IRCC is not going to accept it until unless it's completed. Now next point is, WES does not evaluate occupational studies, trade qualification, short-term professional development programs or work experience. Make a note of it that WES does not evaluate your work experience. For countries like Australia, you must need to get your work experience evaluated as well. There are separate organizations for that, but WES does not do these things. If part of your study for this credential was completed at Canadian institution, make a note of it. If a part of your study for this credentials was completed at Canadian institution, please also indicate Canadian study or on a separate entry. Get an option while you are adding your credentials. Then you're supposed to mention that you have completed this part of your education in Canada. Please note, while WES does not evaluate Canadian credentials, because you don't need to evaluate your Canadian credential. It's itself a degree from Canada, so you don't need to get the evaluation done for Canadian credentials, but they need these credentials to complete your process. Means they do need this information to complete your evaluation, because all the credentials are kind of interlinked. That's why they need your Canadian credentials as well. Now let's jump to the how to add a credentials. So you just first thing to mention is which country you have completed your education in, or the degree which you want to evaluate, in which country you have done that degree. Then institution type, whether it's a university degree, non-university post diploma education, state board of technical education, state board of general nursing, or any professional education, say institute of chartered accountancy and so on, or a secondary education. As if your post graduation is of less than 1 year, then you must select this option as well while adding your credentials. So let's select, say, university education over here. Then which of these apply? Means you are supposed to select the kind of course which you have done from that university. Let's say we are adding a master degree program. Now you must read this special requirement. Click here if you are submitting master degree or postgraduate diploma for evaluation, and click here if you have studied in Ayurveda, Unani and Siddhi indigenous medical system. So let's click over here and see. For applicants submitting a master degree or postgraduate diploma for evaluation, you must also provide your bachelor degree document. WES cannot complete an evaluation without these documents. The only exceptions where your bachelor degree document are not required are this. Please make a note of it, that if you have done a master of education, master of engineering, master of philosophy or master of technology, you do not need to submit your graduation credentials for WES. But apart from these 4 degrees, if you have any additional degrees, say master of science or master of business administration, you are supposed to submit your graduation credentials as well. So now here we have mentioned that master degree program, so that's why they are prompting this note over here to make a note of it, that whether we are supposed to submit our graduation credentials or not. So now we know that we are supposed to add another credential after adding this master degree. So let's first add master degree over here. So the name of institution, say, let's say VIT. So Institute of Productivity and Management, let's select this. Then name of diploma or certificate, say Master of Business Administration, Master of Business Administration, here it is. Then your first given name. Now make a note of it that even if your passport has a different name from the name which your credentials have, you must mention your name which is in your educational credentials. You are not supposed to mention the name which is in your passport. There are cases where you have different name in your educational credentials, but in your passport you have a different name. So now here you are supposed to mention the name which is mentioned in your educational credential which you are going to evaluate. So just go through your documents and check what's the name mentioned in your credential. Okay, so let's say Vishal, then the last name is Chopra. The field of study, say marketing is the expertise, means when you do say MSc or MBA or any post-graduation diploma, there is a field of specialization. Let's say Master of Business Administration in marketing, retail, finance, human resource. For Master of Science, say biotechnology, microbiology, these type of things. So let's say marketing. Then year awarded. Now this is the year which is mentioned in the degree which you have received. It's not the year when you have completed your education. It's the year when you have received the degree. So let's say I have received my degree in 2008, and year attended would be, say, where it is 2005 to 2007. Means in 2007 I have completed my exams and received my result. So this is the year I have attended. Means this is the year when I've passed out from MBA, but I haven't got my degree yet. Okay. Now let's save this credential. Now you can see here it's all added in your list of credentials, that Institute of Productivity and Management, Master of Business Administration. Now you are supposed to add another credentials because you have added your master degree here. So to get your complete evaluation, you are supposed to add a graduate degree as well. So let's add a graduation degree. Say country of education still in India. Then institute type university. Name of institution, say career college, let's select. Then name of diploma, say Bachelor of say computer science. Then your first name Vishal, then Chopra. Field of study, say electronics. Then year awarded, say 2004. This is the year, again I'm repeating, the day when you have received your degree. Then year attended, say 2004 means say 1999 to 2003, let's say. Okay, now we're gonna add this credentials as well. Oh sorry, I haven't selected the degree, so it's bachelor's degree program. Now see, again the pop-up has prompted. It's one is for Ayurvedic Unani, this medical system. Then click here if you have studies Bachelor of Technology or Bachelor of Engineering. We haven't selected, but still let's see what it has to say. If you had lateral entry into a second year or third semester of Bachelor of Technology or Bachelor of Engineering, you must also provide document for prior studies. Means sometimes it happens that after say 10th you go for a diploma instead of doing 11th and 12th. So in that case, what happens, once you have done with your diploma, you get direct entry to the second year of your graduation. So in that case, you are supposed to put your diploma degree in this evaluation as well. Okay, so let's save it. Now here both the credentials has been added. Now let's see what's next. Let's see, please enter the recipient you would like WES to send your evaluation report. Now here you're supposed to add the recipient. One recipient is already added, which is you. Here is the address which we have mentioned, and second recipient is always your IRCC. They are going to send a soft copy to IRCC. It's not chargeable, it's free of cost. It's the IRCC come in their pre-approved list, so it's free of cost, and by default W is going to send one copy to IRCC, which is kind of good. Then if you want to add any other recipients, say if you are going to apply for some institution or say work experience type of thing where you're supposed to give a credential to the employer, then you can add this, his address or his name over here. Next. Now here comes the processing time. So the processing time for which ECA take is on an average approx 35 business days. Mind you, business days comes when you exclude weekends on the holidays, so working days. Okay, now here's they're given the bifurcation of what exactly you're gonna get by applying through WES. These are ECA report provided to you online. You'll be getting a PDF. ECA report accessible by IRCC, which is a soft copy they're gonna send to IRCC. Then official paper report, additional shipping and handling fee apply. You'll be getting, you're supposed to give additional charges if you need a hard copy of your ECA report. And electronic storage of your report and verified transcript for future use. Means if you say misplace your report or lost your report and you need to download it again or say wanna order a hard copy it again, so you can easily log in again with the ID which you have just mentioned and download it or say order a next copy. In certain cases, when you are applying for PNP, Provincial Nomination Program, certain provinces ask to authorize them to receive your ECA directly from WES. So in that case also, you're supposed to log in and authorize those provinces and pay certain additional charges. So here the total cost is $220 for this thing, for these 4 things which you're getting. And let's see next, where you will be asked to select an option whether you need a standard mail via Canadian Post or say international courier. Now this is the thing where you can save your money. Means while you are filling your express entry profile, you're supposed to upload a soft copy of your WES report, which you can easily get by downloading it from this WES website. So what you can select over here is the standard mail via Canada Post, which you're not gonna receive in India. I've tried it, I've ordered it twice, but I haven't received the hard copy. And however, you don't need a hard copy as such, because I've received my PPR and I just uploaded the soft copy, so you don't need a hard copy. You can save your this 85 Canadian dollars, or you can say 75, because you are supposed to pay $10 for this Canada Post. And here again it's mentioned the second recipient is the IRCC, and they're not gonna charge anything for that. Let's move on. Now here they're gonna tell you about what's the documents which you require to send to WES for the degrees and diplomas which you have mentioned earlier. So here they've mentioned the credentials which you have mentioned earlier. So for Master of Business Administration, Institute of Productivity and Management, which you have selected, you're supposed to send these two documents, which is your degree certificate, final or provisional. For completed study, you send a clear and legible copy of this document to WES. Do not send your original document. You're supposed to send a photocopy of your degree to WES. Now here there is an exception for the students who have studied in Jain University and Mangalore University student. Because if you studied at Jain University or Mangalore University, you will upload your documents via Docs Wallet Direct Verify system. Go to Jain University Direct Verify page or Mangalore University Direct Verify page and follow these steps. Doc Wallet facilitates electronic transmission of verified documents from your university to WES. This is the best thing which a student can get. It's really eased down your process. Now note, Jain University and Mangalore University are the only institution for which Doc Wallet submission is accepted. For any other institution apart from Jain and Mangalore, you are supposed to get the documents from university itself. The next thing which you are supposed to give is the mark sheets or statement of marks. Now the mark sheet is the mark sheet which you have received after every term you have completed, the score card you can say, and the statement of marks is the transcript. It's the educational transcript which you must get from your university. Or even if you are going to submit your mark sheet, these mark sheets should not be the photocopy of the mark sheet which you have got. You are supposed to generate a new copy from your university and it is supposed to be sent by university itself. So this is an official document issued by the institution responsible for conducting the examination. Example, university or autonomous college. It lists all subjects or paper taken and marks earned for each year of study and must include your university student identification number. There is a number in your mark sheet if you see, which means it's a mandate that this number should be mentioned in the transcript and your mark sheet which you are getting issued from your university. Okay, so let's see what they want to say in the official document. So an official document is a document issued by the authorized authority such as the awarding academic institution, ministry, technical board or other institution. It must include the institutional seal, signature of the appropriate official and or other requirement listed on a required document page. For your country of education, official document must be sent to WES as specified. I'll tell you the specification, what specification they exactly need. So for completed or incompleted or in progress study, ask the institution responsible for conducting the examination to attest and send your document directly to WES. Means you're supposed to get these mark sheets attested, or if you're getting a transcript issued from the institution, which I recommend personally that you should get a transcript instead of mark sheet. It's much easier to get a transcript. And you're supposed to send it to WES in a sealed envelope. Now sealed envelope would be like, to send your academic transcript to WES correctly, make sure they are in a sealed envelope with your institution name on it. The seal, stamp or signature of an official officer at the institution overlap the back flap. Make sure overlap the black flap of the selected envelope as shown in the example below. Now see, here is the envelope and it's kind of overlapping in the flap. So the official signature of say the registrar of your university or the chancellor of your university, the seal or stamp of the university should be there, which will be overlapping the flap. Okay. Otherwise, it will not be acceptable. Ask your institution to send your academic transcript directly to WES. This is the change which WES has made almost 2 years back. Prior to that, what's the ease is that either you can get your credentials sent via your university, or you can collect it from your university in a sealed envelope and you can send it directly to WES. But now that option has been eliminated. You can't send it directly to WES because there are certain cases of fraudulent, because of which WES made this changes. Okay. Now, no, there's a note that WES accept academic transcripts, which I have already mentioned, which is the statement of your marks, in sealed envelope that have not been opened. Document will not be accepted if the envelope is opened or the seal is broken. Please view the required document. This is the requirement which I have already told you. But still, if you want, you can just go through this link. Now, moving on, you can download this academic record request form. You can use this form to request your transcript from the university. It's a very simple and form with the basic information like your name, your education, date of birth, country, institution name, these type of things you're supposed to fill in this form and submit it to your university to get your transcript issued. Now the same is the requirement for your bachelor degree as well. Now moving on, once you get this your academic transcript issue and your degree and diploma being issued and not issued, you can get the photocopy. If you already have your degree, you just get a photocopy and get it attested by the registrar of your university. Get it in a sealed envelope with the specification which I have already mentioned, and ask your university to send it directly to WS in this address. This is the address where you're supposed to send those documents. It's in Toronto, Ontario. Okay, all documents must be mailed to WES. WES does not accept document delivered in person. No exception. Means there's no exception. You are supposed to send it via your courier or registered post. Moving on. Now you just need to review the information which you have already mentioned. Your address, your purpose. It's the immigration. All the details has been just you're supposed to verify it. Just check these boxes and move on. Here is mentioned the total cost of your transmission package. Now you are again confirming the details which you have mentioned. You just need to confirm it. Now here it's asking for the option to select whether you're from Canada, Canadian resident or outside of Canada, because depending on that they're going to charge you the harmonized sales tax. So we are not in Canada, so you're going to say that I'm not a resident of Canada. So if you select that, the harmonized sales tax is waived off. It's $0. So total cost of this package is $230 for your 2 degree and credentials to be evaluated. Now just select the payment method. Credit card is the preferable one. After that, just submit it, and the next page which is gonna load is the page where you're supposed to mention the credit card details. So I'm not going to mention the credit card details for the obvious reasons, but just add the details and make the payment. Once you make the payment, you'll receive a WES reference number. Please make a note of it. I'm repeating it again and again. You're supposed to mention your WES reference number in all your communications. Means in all the envelopes, your WES number is supposed to be mentioned. Even if you're sending 10 envelopes, all the 10 envelopes should contain your WES reference number. So in this way, you get your ECA done. It's a very simple process and very easy process. Means sending the documents to WES very easy. The difficult part is getting the transcripts. Means you're supposed to go to your university. Now there are certain university through which you can apply your transcripts online. But still there are certain universities where you're supposed to walk in and request your transcript, and it takes around a week or maybe more than a week to get your transcripts. And I'll just give you a way around for the university to send your transcript and credentials directly to WES, because now WES has made a mandate that you're supposed to send all the credentials directly via your university. Means your university is supposed to send all your credentials to WES. You can't collect it and send it by yourselves. Now there are certain universities who don't send it, or they are reluctant to send. So in that case, what you can do is that you do collect in a sealed envelope from university and post it from the nearest courier office or say post office from university. The post office which is the nearest to your university from which you are getting your credentials, send it via that post only and mention the name of your university while sending it. This is the easiest way. Okay. So that's it with the ECA process from WES, and The similar is the process with other evaluating organization like ICAS, and there are 4 organizations. So, but WES is the fastest one. So I recommend WES personally, that you should go via WES. It's very good and very prompt. It gives you the timeline and do complete your evaluation in the timeline. So you can go ahead with that. Still, if you have any queries related to this video, or say ECA, or any query related to immigration, feel free to drop your question in the comment section and I'll certainly be getting back to you. Hope this video is of any help to you. Make sure to like and subscribe my channel, and do share the love by sharing this video. Thank you.